Hi Libra, I hope you're doing well today. So we're doing messages for the new moon coming up, the solar eclipse, okay, in Aries. So let's see, for Libra. Messages for Libra, please. Thank you. So we got 2 cards. Let me just get comfortable. Okay, I think that's okay. So we've got, it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. Okay, so that's the new moon coming up, the solar eclipse. And take time to breathe out. Okay, let's get more. Let's just make some space here. So there's something. Okay, sorry about that. Was my son at the door, and he's actually a Libra, so let's see. Let your inner fire warm you and not burn you. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay. Just do this. Okay, let's see for Libra. Messages now for the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. Let's see. Oh, the Magician and the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So it's basically, you know, taking action, embracing your true magic, okay? Using the tools that you have for you to do some shadow work as well, okay? Let's see, the Magician. It's like manifesting whatever it is that you want, you know, recognizing the power in you, okay? Let's see. Stand in your power, take back your power, okay? Let's see, I hope you guys can hear me well. I hope the music is not too loud. It's just, okay. And just a second. Just a second. Okay. So I'm gonna try this for the 3rd time. Okay, I tried. This is the 3rd time doing the Libra message for you guys. And I think it's for a reason for me to actually, just put in the first 2 times that I tried to start the reading. Because in the meantime, something happened just as I started the Libra reading. And I think that's also a message which will help also send out, whatever's coming up here as the message, meaning to say, like, I started the video and the doorbell rang. The doorbell rang, and it was my son. So, and he's a Libra. And I had to stop the video to open the door. Then we sat down. Then I sat down and I started the video again. And I had to stop the video once again to actually solve a problem related to my son. Okay. And I thought it was actually, all coming together with the oracles that I already pulled. And I didn't want to start a brand new reading with other cards, okay, because I think there's an important message here for Libra. So the first 2 cards that I pulled out was It's Time to Take Action, New Moon in Aries, okay. And the second one is Take Time to Breathe Out. Okay. And then we got Let Your Inner Fire Warm You and Not Burn You. And I found it pretty interesting because I've had this deck for quite a while, but I don't remember this card, and I thought it was pretty interesting as well, the message itself. Okay. And I pulled the Magician card. So the issue that I actually had to sort out with my son related to, his friends. Mind you, he's only 12 years old, but my son is, it's like he's always been a very different little boy, even as a baby, as a child, earlier. And I think the message here, well, in the meantime, we sat down. We had, I sorted out the problem with this girl that he's been dealing with. And I had to go directly to her mother, right? So after that, we sat down and I wanted to explain to him so that he can also understand why I had this radical act, to just to take hold of the whole situation. I mean, yeah, they're kids, they're growing up, but sometimes, there's a part where, the mama bear has to like step in and do her part. So as we were talking, I started giving him the example of these oracles that had already come out. And lately the readings for Libra, it actually does make sense with what my son's going through, but sometimes it's like, dealing with all the spiritual parts, the shadow work, okay, that sometimes we guided to do. I thought it was very, very important because, he's 12 years old, but he's like, he acts and thinks and like a 16-year-old already. He's very, very mature for his age. So, it comes a time where I can start explaining to him, deeper things, about life and, day-to-day things that we're pushed to deal with, I think. And it's like all my son wants, as a true natural Libra, is he just wants everybody happy. Okay, he doesn't want anybody sad or upset or fighting. He'll just like accept anybody's apology just to make peace, okay? Now that's perfectly fine. That's beautiful. Okay, it's not lowering your vibration, to down to anybody else that is being giving you, a certain treatment. He's just like, fine, okay, I accept your apology. But now, one thing is when a person comes to you and says sorry, it's not just about saying sorry. It's about actually recognizing, acknowledging what the person has done, to not do it again. So basically, for me, that's the meaning of apologizing. Okay, is actually recognizing, something that you've done. Now, I'm trying to show my son that it's not just the fact of, accepting an apology, because in this case, okay, specifically, his friend had started treating him in a less positive matter for no reason. Okay. My son's just that natural part of him is just like taking care of everyone and fixing everyone and just, let's just be peace. Let's just be peace. And sometimes it's not just about that. It comes a time where you really have to, put your foot down and say, listen, like, fine, you say sorry, but you've got to make a change, Now, they best friends, but they started, like liking each other. And when my son, opened up and just set aside all his boundaries, because when he starts thinking with his heart, there's no boundaries for him. And that's what I'm trying to teach him as well. So basically, it's like this girl, okay, she's a very, very sweet girl. And take it, as a woman, as an adult as well. It's like in any kind of situation. So as soon as she saw that he removed his boundaries and just gave in to her with all his heart, she just automatically started treating him like shit. Okay. And it's like basically manipulating a good person with a good heart. And she started taking advantage of that. And it's like, me as a mother, I gave him time to see how he would actually react to the treatment that she was giving to him. And it was like he was turning out to be her little red carpet, okay, which is not correct for anyone at any stage. Now, the more that she saw that it's just like basically being a narcissist and a manipulator, okay? I'm not, pulling down any kid, kids are kids, they're growing, they're learning. But now, when the first time I stepped in, okay, I turned to the girl and I said, listen, it's not acceptable, the treatment that you're giving to my son. Just think of it this way. Would you like my son to treat you like that? If my son treated you like that, would you accept him the same way that he's still continued to accepting you today? In the meantime, she ignored me and, she said sorry to him. But 2 days later, it was the same shit. And honestly, it was even worse. So they started growing apart a little bit, those emotions and things like that. She started putting like the whole friend group against him, and he's just like, what did I do? What did I do? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, hey, listen, you didn't do anything. You don't have to say sorry for anything that you didn't even do. That's me explaining to him this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. In the meantime, I'm like, okay, let's see how he reacts to this. So he started like moving away from her energetically. Obviously, he wants peace, but he still started like moving away from her. And she didn't like that. So the more he was moving away from her, she tried to take control of him and manipulate him even more. Now, when she saw that he wasn't, pulling her, going for what she was giving to him, she started like insulting him and calling him names and stuff. And I thought, okay, it's my time to step in now. And I turned to her and I said, listen, if you want to, you can tell your mom to speak to me. Okay, I'll actually prefer to speak to your mother about this. But it's not acceptable, A, B, and C. And I said, and I tried to explain to my son, why I was doing what I was doing. And he was like, throughout the days going by, I could see in my son and feel in my son that it was like his light was just dimming. Okay, he was like sad, he was not the happy boy that he normally is, and it was affecting his school. And it's like I try and I speak to him as much as I can, okay, but obviously he's only 12 years old, so sometimes we have to like trim down the deep conversation so that I make sure that he understands. So I spent the whole afternoon, okay, trying to sort this out the best way. Her mother started sending me messages, and I thought, perfect, so let's talk, adults to adults. So I explained to the mother everything that was going on, and she's like, oh no, but you're harassing my daughter. I said, no, I'm not harassing your daughter. I'm trying to make something clear that what she's doing is not correct. Okay? And if she continues to do this, I'm going to have to put a stop to this, and I don't want them to even be friends. Okay? She was like, oh, I don't understand, because my daughter, she's a good person, and it's this and that, and oh, then obviously something your son did. And I said to her, and I said, I know exactly what kind of child I have, what kind of child I'm bringing up, okay? Fine, they're kids, they're growing up. Maybe you should be a little bit more attentive to your daughter and see what she's up to, okay? And I told her straight, I said, listen, narcissism and manipulation is not accepted in my home. We are a home of love and respect and consideration and compassion, okay? If your daughter does not know the definition of those words, then she can, set sail. And I could feel that, this woman, she's like, she has a beautiful heart, I can see that she's a good, educated person. And I asked her, I said, have you seen, the conversation between them two, the chats? And I noticed straight away that, like, obviously any mother's going to defend and believe their kid. But if someone turns to me and says, hey, your son this, your son that, I'm going to go into detail and get it all before I actually defend him 150%. I will always defend my son. But if he's in the wrong, I'll sit him down on the table and I'll put him straight. So I told her, and I said, listen, before you tell me not to harass your daughter, which I'm not, I'm just making something very, very clear, and I want your daughter to respect my wish. If she does not respect my wish, she can set sail, okay? If you want to understand where I'm coming from, you can pick up your daughter's cell phone, okay, and go to the very, very beginning of the chat, and you can read everything. Apparently, the kid, she was like manipulating the whole situation with her mother, with me, and my son. But I made a point of setting this shit straight. So I said, well, as I understand, your daughter is not telling you everything so that you can come now and defend her. I'm not taking that from you. That's all fine. But if you're going to defend someone, whether it's your daughter or not, you have to know all the true facts to know how and, how you're going to defend someone. So she disappeared for about 20 minutes. She came back and like, oh, I'm very, very sorry. Please, apologies, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, all cool. Bottom story, okay, now we're friends. Okay. She started explaining to me why she couldn't understand what her daughter was doing. But this is like the side, one side. Now, the real true message here, which I don't want to, get off, is that for, like I say, for a natural Libra, it's always the intention of, you know, making peace and just making sure that everybody's happy. Now, I explained to him the story of, you know, the world that we live in by explaining to him like Little Red Riding Hood, okay, with the wolf. I explained to him the story of, you know, sheeps and wolves dressed in sheep's clothing, okay, which I'm sure we all understand that story. And I had to, you know, explain it to him that way, because he started to feel that okay, I'm losing because I'm such a loving hearted person, and his light was starting to dim. So he was like starting to understand that he would have to stop being the way that he is as true nature, so that he could get more out of people, because the fear is not pleasing. Okay, he wants to please people. And I explained to him it's like for example, rowing in a boat and people, you know, finding you through, you know, throughout this journey, and you're rowing in the boat in the ocean, and people will like meet up with you on another boat, and they'll say, hey, I like your light, like, can I join you? And it's like, okay, you can join me. Those are true sheep, okay? That's your true tribe that you find along your spiritual journey. Now, you will find these people as well throughout your journey, which are actually wolves dressed in sheep's clothing, because people that see other people with a true, natural, loving, honest, loyal light of heart will try to dim that light, because it's a light that, in this case, my son naturally has. Okay, and a lot of people need to be taught that along the way, or they only, you know, realize this, you know, much later in life. So I'm trying to explain to my son that we're gonna have wolves dressed in sheep's clothing throughout our whole life, especially people like my son. And I think today he actually realized, you know, he got the message. Now, he was coming down to a conclusion that, okay, if I stop being so loving, and if I just dim my light for other people, I think I'll be okay. And it's not like that. And obviously for kids it's not easy, because you go to school, and, you know, I mean, school is terrible. Kids are terrible. And the only thing that I don't want to happen is for my son to actually dim his true light for other people that do not deserve it. Listen, my son or anybody else, but I'm giving you the example today because it actually all fit in. So we had a nice conversation. I actually explained to him that, you know, you have to embrace who you truly are and give out, you know, what it is, you know, who it is that you really truly are, which is something that he does. And I don't want him to stop doing that because of other people that are trying to dim his light, because they don't have that. That doesn't come for them naturally. And some people don't have the capacity to actually learn that very early in life by, you know, taking advantage of, you know, learning those kind of things from other people, in this case, the girl from my son. So I explained to him, you know, like the best way I could. I think he got the message. So the message here is actually to don't let anyone dim your light, okay? Don't let anyone burn yourself out, you know, embrace your light, no matter how hard it gets. Because if he sends the message to the universe that, okay, I accept this kind of behavior that's coming towards me, that's the only thing that I'm going to get, is people that are going to come towards me and try and kill my light and try and kill my natural, true-born nature of myself. Now, it's very difficult to fight that, especially as a 12-year-old kid. But he's so intelligent. He got exactly what I was trying to tell him. So it was like, with this new moon energy, you know, with the solar eclipse coming up, it's like things are coming to light that he or you Libras have to understand that to find balance, you have to actually know who and what you truly are, to embrace the light that you have to give to the world. Okay, people are going to always try and come into your life and, you know, unbalance the scales, which that is what you do naturally. Okay, you create peace, you just spread light and love, you just want, you know, happiness and union. But sometimes you do have to stand up for yourself and transform that light into fire, but to not burn you down, but to send fire out and stand up for yourself. Okay, so with the Magician, is actually sitting aside for a second and reflecting on the true, natural, beautiful light that a Libra has, that you have, and not let any wolf in sheep's clothing try to take that from you. So it was a pretty heavy afternoon. Very, very satisfying, actually, because I managed to, you know, help my son understand who he truly is. Okay, I managed to make peace between everyone, you know, this kid's mother. And hopefully this little girl, she's going to learn her lesson. But now, I'm not saying that she's a bad kid. What I actually managed to pass over to this kid's mother is for her to understand that this kid is fighting some dark shadows, which she doesn't know how to fight it because she's only 12 years old. And it was all about, childhood traumas that she's going through now and that she went through when she was born, which is something that she takes on from her mother's energy from the womb, because apparently her mother went through a very, very difficult time in her life when she was pregnant with her daughter. And apparently the daughter is like, when she saw that my son gave in, she became a true narcissist and a manipulator. Because, and I turned to her mother and I said, well, I mean, obviously your daughter has some kind of, male issues in her life. Does she have problems with her father? Is her father like too controlling, manipulating, And I understood that part because it was a little bit of me as a kid. So in this case, the girl, it's like she started projecting that rage of energy onto another masculine, in this case my son, that she couldn't project onto her father. Okay, but let's keep on to, at least the Libra's energy. So the main message here is for you to actually don't let other people dim your light and take away your true nature, because when you decide that you're going to stop being who you truly are to please other people, you're just going to create more shadow work for you to do throughout your spiritual journey. Okay, now the thing is that embracing what is actually out of balance, okay, taking the tools that you have at this point and take action. Okay, breathe out, try and balance out everything that doesn't seem to be scaled out, equally. I'm talking about emotions. This is all emotions and thoughts. So the message here is to stand in your true light, to be the magician in your story, okay? Create and share the true natural magic that you have, and just standing up for yourself. It's like, listen, I am true light and no one's going to take that away from me, okay? I am love, I am compassion, and this is who I truly am, okay? This is me. And that is the part. It's like, take time to take action. It's like, okay, no one's stepping over me anymore, okay? If no one accepts me for who I truly am, you can go, or you can stay and you can learn, and we can all learn together, okay? And we can all grow and be better. And that's like the conversation I had with my son today. And I truly, truly hope that this is part of the message. I thought it was very, very important for me to share this part with you guys today. I hope it really helps, you know, all of you Libras. And I'm sure that with this this eclipse season now, with the solar eclipse on the 29th in Aries, okay, the new moon, is all about taking action and standing up for yourself, and not letting anyone take your light from you, and not letting anyone say anything different. So yeah, I think that was part of the message. So let's get the cards. Let's get some cards. Because it's like a natural, you know, healthy, well-balanced Libra. If they're roaming in their boat, I'm thinking of the Six of Swords, which means, you know, moving towards the sun, happiness, you know, all good things, all good positive things. And for many people, that bothers many people, right? And people are going to come into your life, your whole life, to try and take that away from you, because they don't have that naturally. Some people have to learn that, the good way, the bad way. And others just would prefer just to take, you know, blow your light out, because it's easier that way. So let's see. Let's get messages then for Libra, please, for the Aries new moon, the solar eclipse coming up on the 29th. Sorry. And it's like, only now my throat just cleared up, and that's all about communication, speaking truth. So there's someone in your life, or people in your life, that don't want you to realize this part of you, that you naturally, truly are, that whatever it is that you have to give, to share. You know, there's times in your life where you're going to have to do part of your spiritual journey alone. We all like to be, you know, accompanied by friends and family, and we feel like shit when we feel that we don't have anyone in our lives. There's times in our lives where we do have to separate ourselves from the whole world to actually understand who we are, what we're doing, where we're coming from, and where we're going. And if we don't set ourselves aside and just do this shadow work alone, people will try and mislead us, okay? Because for a Libra, that's just natural, you know? So let's see. Now it's time for you to take action, okay? Breathe out. It's time to breathe out, take action, and try and put all together the tools that you have to create and to maintain your magic, to make your true natural magic expand, and teach others that are willing to be taught. Okay, that's your true tribe that you will attract to you. Okay, the true sheep that will look for you and find you along the spiritual journey. And I said to my son, it's like, you know, the thing is, it's like if you give out to the universe that you're going to accept this kind of treatment, the universe is going to keep on sending you people just to suck all the light out of you, okay? And that's not what you want. You want good people with you, you know, you want good tribe with you. Now, if you show to the universe that that kind of treatment is totally unacceptable, the universe is going to understand, okay, fine, well then we'll send you something else. We'll send you what it is that you're giving out. And if you keep on giving out your true, natural, honest, beautiful energy to your friends, to your family, to the community, that's what you're going to get in return. It's, you know, as above, so below. What goes around comes around. Everything is connected, okay? You see, the Magician, okay? And the Magician. It's what you give out, you receive from the universe. That's one hand is yours and the other hand is the universe. So you're reaching out to the universe, you're showing the universe what you're accepting, and they're just going to give back whatever it is you're asking, you're showing that you're accepting. Teamwork, a good team, okay? Planting those seeds of love, respect, compassion, equal give and take. So that was just an example, okay? That was actually fitting into to the message. Now, I'm not going to continue comparing, right? Because I've shared the story with you. But the first two cards, you know, it does make sense. It's like realizing with the page, with the page of coins, it's about, and with the Ten of Swords, it's about learning what it is that you need to let go, learning that it wasn't good things that you are holding on to. Each sword, okay, that you see the little person there at the top of the mountain. So with this person going up the mountain, there's a sword that's being left behind each curve, right? And each sword represents disappointment, sadness, lies, betrayal, manipulation, narcissistic behaviors. And that's actually learning, okay, what it is that you need to let go. It's realizing. Now, you take your magic, you work with the tools that you have, okay, to actually let go each sword. You get to the top of the mountain, anybody knows that by you getting over the mountain is success and victory. By not burning yourself out, okay, but sharing the true light that you have, acknowledging it, okay, to yourself, raising consciousness. This is by going through this lesson, you cleaning your soul, you You are manifesting growth and expansion for yourself. Okay, the Seven of Coins again at the bottom of the deck, Hierophant, and the Death, and the Devil. It's toxic, narcissistic shit that you've taken on that now dies, ends, okay? And by doing that, you higher your spiritual, it's like you graduate spiritually, okay? You're moving forward. This happens now with the new moon, the solar eclipse, by going within, okay, actually understanding, recognizing, and accepting your true light as well, and not losing yourself in society by pleasing others. Setting yourself aside, thinking clearly and logically, and getting yourself out of your head, all that shit that everyone's put into your head, to take that light away from you. The Emperor and the Justice. Okay, I'm pulling this off from the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is our unconscious, the things that we do not know, that we are still learning. Okay, so the Emperor is the one that rules their own empire, which meaning to say it's your life, it's your world. And, taking back the power to provide balance again in your life, Libra. Balancing the scales by seeing the truth and standing up for yourself and cutting out what does not serve. It's gaining the courage, the strength and the courage to let go things that you are holding on to, that you thought till now was good enough to hold on to please the rest of the world. But it came to a point that, you can't handle it anymore. Having sleepless nights, stress, anxiety, and falling into a depression without realizing what's going on. I think it's pretty solid, this message. Now, the Two of Wands, Hangman. I'm not much to speak about the cards itself. It's not a tarot class, but sometimes if I'm led to speak about the cards or the star signs that you're dealing with, I will. But like I say, it's not a tarot lesson. These are messages of guidance and advice for us to help ourselves. Now, the Two of Wands is making plans, okay, going back to the drawing board. The Hanged Man is getting yourself unstuck. Changing your perspective about something, okay? Focusing on your true wish fulfillment emotionally. Closing that cycle. Ending that cycle of what we've been speaking about, what I've just said, and beginning a brand new cycle for yourself. Okay, letting go those emotions and those things and people that do not serve, and giving yourself the permission to heal yourself, the things that have broken you, to find balance, and by healing yourself and finding balance, you then move yourself closer, to a bigger, solid empire for yourself. You are the one that rules your empire, okay? Your people follow you, in a way of speaking. You know what I'm saying. The full moon is releasing those emotions, okay? And seeing the actual true situation. You've got the key to release whatever it is you need to release, which I mean is being the magician in your story and using the tools that you have psychologically, emotionally, okay, to move forward and keep, you know, the light going, that candle. Okay, it's not a candle, but yes, it is a candle, sorry. Okay. Moving on to better and calmer grounds, learning new things about yourself. As soon as you unblock this energy, things start moving forward, okay? Following your intuition, standing in your power, okay? And things will start coming towards you, things that that are aligned with you, and that are truly important to you as well. People, you know, situations, the things that you trust and believe in. Now let's see the six of coins. So this is related to what I was speaking about earlier. The energy that you send out to the universe is what you're going to receive. So as soon as you start realizing and understanding what it is that you need to work on, who it is that you need to let go, that's the message that you send out to the universe. So you let go people that do not serve you, that creates stress, conflict, that are in competition with you because they do not like your true light. They don't want to accept your true light. The universe starts sending you what you know, people that are about you as well. Good friends. The Three of Cups is about friends, celebration, union. So it's like moving on to better grounds and finding your true tribe. Sheep with sheep, not wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. That's the wheel of fortune then turning in your favor as soon as you realize and pull back your power, okay? Celebration, harmony comes to you long term in the family, like family, tribe. That's what I'm getting. Releasing the heart pain, the betrayal, okay? All those swords, the stabs in the back, okay? From people that you probably thought that would never do that to you. So I hope this helps. I'm gonna pull some, you know, some cards of advice. So the message here is the first one. I think I'll pull another 2 or 3. This one says, sometimes walking away is the only option, not because you want to make someone miss you or realize that they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know you deserve better. Beautiful. Let's get another one. Okay. Self-awareness is key. Take time today to go within and spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature and ground yourself. Meditate, listen to your favorite music, whatever you enjoy most, do that today. So I think that's the message for you guys today. I really, really hope this helped. I hope you guys have a beautiful new moon. and I'll see you guys next time.